check, chickadee, chick, 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 yip, doop, boop. That's how we do the whole camera test.
This says, get vaccinated and relax. It's looking like we all might get COVID someday.
Vax and relax.
I don't know if you should relax. I say vax and stress. Continue to be stressed.
Stress it on. Stress it on down. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good. I think we're alright. I've been sitting over here for a friggin' hour and a half trying to record a video about monarch butterflies. And I keep stumbling over the words contain chemicals. No matter how many times I try, I get it's a perfect shot. Perfect. And I keep stumbling over the word because these plants and I just can't get through those words. And I recorded the same goddamn video 8,000 times. The word contain chemicals out of my fucking face. I'm saying it now just fine. I can say it anytime I want, except for when I'm talking about fucking glycosides and milkweed plants. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Milkweed.
Yeah. It's fascinating. It's a really cool scenario.
All right, go ahead, lay it on me.
Okay, so monarch butterflies are poisonous, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're poisonous because they lay their eggs on milkweed plants, and only on milkweed plants, and milkweed plants contain glycosides, which attack your heart. And so they have no competition. The caterpillars, they're the only ones that can't be hurt by these glycosides, and so they just eat all these fucking milkweed plants like crazy. By the way, you also find glycosides in foxgloves. I'm trying to find a way to weave this into the video as well. The foxglove plant also contains, but they're not related. It's like, how cool is that? They evolved these things independently. Anyway, we make heart medication out of milkweed and foxgloves all the time. That they treat like AFib, atrial fibrillation, congestive heart failure, arrhythmia, like all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, so they eat these milkweed plants all the time, and they just retain all these glycosides. They just keep them. And then when they metamorphize into butterflies, they're now just loaded to the brim with these fucking chemicals that'll make your heart explode. And so them being so brightly colored is aposematism. They're displaying bright colors to say, hey, yo, don't eat me.
So if you eat a monarch butterfly,
you get sick.
Okay.
It's not enough to really hurt you. A bird that eats a monarch butterfly.
If you ate a bag of monarch butterflies,
you'd be in trouble, yeah.
Hello, friend. Please eat this bag of chocolate-covered
Even a
candies.
human eating just one probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But like a bird that eats a monarch butterfly is going to be puking all day long.
So it's not really like a good plan to like.
Yeah. No, they're
So
not
like,
a good
if you want to poison
source.
somebody, it's not a good
Don't
idea.
feed them monarch butterflies. They'd notice.
Use the monarch butterfly.
Hey, why am I eating 3,000 of these brightly colored insects? Shut up and keep eating.
Are these bugs? Yes.
Just carry on. They actually are. The definition of a bug is it has a proboscis, and they do. Anyway, but the whole thing, that's why they're poisonous, because they contain these glycosides, and that's also why fucking viceroy butterflies look almost identical to monarchs.
But they're like not poisonous.
They're not
right?
poisonous. It's baits in mimicry. They've evolved to look like something that's poisonous, even though they're not, so that they can avoid being eaten.
It's just not. They're not as. It's not as defined.
Yeah.
When you look at pictures of them, you look at the monarchs, and the monarch is like very fucking like obvious. Like, oh, that's a monarch butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
It's black and the oranges and like it's all defined and segmented.
Mm-hmm. The viceroy just kind of like, I got some orange in
The
there.
other one's like, look, I'm a monarch. Doesn't I look like a monarch?
Isn't it cool though that that's why we name them viceroys, because they're not like the monarch. They're just the viceroy. They're the underneath. How awesome is that, dude? Just fucking.
I wonder how they feel about that.
Nature just gets me so hard. Welcome to this week of I'm Not Comfortable With This.
Forrest is hard, and I'm Ben.
I just realized we've been talking for what now? 4 minutes? We haven't started the fucking show. This is it. This is what the show is this week. We've got.
What was I spazzing out about earlier?
Oh, we'll get right into it right now.
Yeah.
That was great. That was a great intro. That was the best intro we've ever done. What you said, Ben walked in and was talking, and I told him to stop because I haven't turned the camera on yet. What you said was people don't appreciate how much energy it takes to not be insane or something like that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I said people don't appreciate how much energy it takes to not just do insane shit all the time.
Exactly.
And they should appreciate it.
They should.
And I don't remember why I was going down. So I do these tangents where I have to run down the path. Like once I start coming up with a dumb sentence, sometimes I just gotta finish it. I'm sure people are familiar with the conundrum. So you start it, and like I was bitching about something and saying something about how it would be nice to do something that was probably completely batshit crazy, and then I was like, people don't understand.
Yeah. No.
It really does. I think a lot of people are walking around not losing their minds all the time.
On purpose, like just gritting their teeth and just trying not to fucking go apeshit.
Yeah, and that's scary.
I get it though. I do because
of course I get it.
I would love I don't want to hurt.
These are people with normal pressure.
Yeah.
Imagine high pressure people. They must be like insane.
Yeah, that's true as well. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to cause anybody any damage, like financial problems. But like my whole life,
It sounds like a financial problem. You're gonna rob somebody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to like destroy a business, but like as long as I can remember, I've had this fucking just dream that someday I would be able to go into a Walmart and just fucking go apeshit and just destroy the place. It wouldn't hurt Walmart one bit if an entire store burned to the ground. They lost everything. I wouldn't do it because I don't want to waste food, and I don't want to. That's a problem for the workers and blah. All these reasons why you wouldn't do that thing. But wouldn't it be fucking rad just to be able to walk through there with just drive your car through the door and just fucking start throwing cantaloupes at shit and just have a ball breaking things. There's a reason why those the rage rooms are a thing. They literally, you pay $50 and they just put you in a concrete room with some bottles and a toaster and a baseball bat. Like, have fun. Go ape shit. Have a great time. That sounds like an amazing business model. You know? I would love to do that. That sounds so cool.
It does sound like a good business model. I do think people maybe just need to like exercise more.
Exercise does help.
Myself included. Because I think we're like convincing ourselves that we have this rage we have to get out, and it's like it's just chemicals.
It might just be pent up energy, yeah.
It's just chemicals you need to get. You do need. It's fun. You should definitely go into a rage room at least once in your life.
It sounds
like that's an experience.
Yeah.
But as far as like day-to-day stress, like one of the few proven things that you can do, and I don't do this. But one of the few proven methods of alleviating some of your like stress symptoms is actual like regular exercise.
Yeah, I do notice that like when I am hitting the gym on a regular basis, I do have overall less stress. And there is psychological research as well that shows that like it reduces rumination, where you like pick up old problems and chew on them all the time. Fun fact, the word rumination comes from cattle coughing up and re-chewing their old food over and over and over, and that's what we do with bad ideas and bad memories. We chew them up over and over and cough them back up over and over, and so that's what we call it, rumination. And
that's fun, yeah.
You do that less when you exercise, turns out. Anyway, but like
why? Is it just because you're exercising? Like
you're just getting it out, man.
Normally when you would be sitting and thinking, you're like...
Yeah, I'm gonna go run instead, yeah. And that's the thing, you shouldn't like be like fueling your hate into your exercise, like I'm gonna lift this weight and imagine punching somebody or something like that. But like the act of exerting some energy and like letting your body be a body is really huge as far as mental health is concerned. So yeah, like I'm sure that's a part of it.
I'm not saying, like if you have mental health issues, you just need to
get the gym and get over it.
But I am saying,
but like
it helps with some of the physical symptoms.
Absolutely. But I think that is a part of it for sure. But then also a huge part of it is just like I'm fucking sick of the society, and I would like to smash a thing today. You know,
I don't want to be part of your system.
I'm not gonna be part of this system, bro.
It is pretty fucking.
The corporations, man.
It's pretty brutal.
That's fucking. You were talking the whole energy that it takes to not be insane. Literally,
not be insane.
I've been up. So it is today at this moment, right now as we record this. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since a little before 9 o'clock last night. Is when I woke up, and I sat here on the computer. I started writing, and then I just got lost because I saw a TikTok where somebody was like doing this D&D tavern type shit. This like fantasy tavern setup, and
Where
I
they
just
like sit there and they talk, and you come into the stream or whatever. Or what
it was this guy, like this innkeeper, like all decked out in like a leather.
You come into the stream and they tell you, they're like, hello.
There wasn't a stream. It was just they were playing some music. Like this like the bard was singing in the background, and like they sang their
I know what you're talking about.
And then everybody else like tuned in, and it was like this duet chain where everybody was getting in their cosplay into their like fantasy roles, and there was like Vikings and pirates and elves and orcs and everybody, just this huge chain of people that were all in there just jamming out in this tavern, just having fun drinking from a horn. And I watched this thing, and I was just fucking transfixed, bro. And I opened up fucking I think it's called D&D Beyond or something like that. It's this website where you can build character sheets, and like just looking over the character sheets that I wish I could fucking play, but I don't have anybody who fucking wants to play D&D, and I'm just like, and I got a whole thing where I had the two tabs, both with the fucking player's handbook, so I could refer back to different sections and just studying a game that I'm never gonna play.
Yes,
learning and just so into it. I had music on that was all fucking ambient and shit. I was watching Baldur's Gate cinematics from when I was a kid. I was just so into it, and I'm like, I fucking wish that now I could go blow all my money on a dope-ass costume and just go be a fucking wizard for a bit. I can't. I can't do that.
Bit.
I don't want to do it all the time.
Yeah,
I want to take a week and go be a wizard, you know? And I can't do that because I have to be an adult human and set a good example for children. That's not going to work. But yeah, no, I think you're right. People don't appreciate just how hard it is to be fucking sane and how much energy it takes just to be normal. Because I don't want to be. I want to go out and scream at people about how fucking cool butterflies are and tell them the shit that I just told you. I'm going to do that on TikTok, but like I said, it took me a fucking hour and a half to not record a video this morning.
It took you years to start doing it on the internet.
Yes, that's true.
Not at the bus station.
Not at the bus station. It's hard, dude. It's hard to just be normal all the time, and I hate it. It blows. Do you play D&D ever? Have you? Would you?
No, I just have like the fucking working nerd's desire.
Yeah.
I want to. I never was able to get into it as a kid because like it just wasn't, the option wasn't there, and then like now everyone started playing it, but like by the time I finally was like, yeah, I want to try. It's like, but everybody's I also like do no, people still do it, but like they don't. It's when the fuck.
Right.
When.
That's true.
I'm going to get a bunch of people together.
Right.
I'm going to get a bunch of people together to play pretend.
I used to play it all the time when I was a kid. My mom taught me how to play. I played the shit out of it.
It sounds cool as fuck.
It was
but like
awesome.
I'm not going to be able to do it.
Oh, it's fucking great. And then I played it briefly as a youth, as a young adult in my early 20s, and then everybody that played it with me either turned out to be a bag of dicks or just fell off the face of the earth. And now I have nobody to play with anymore. And like,
you got to play online.
Well, how's that gonna work? That sounds problematic.
Well, it's just you just play it online.
And then also
problematic in what way?
A bunch of assholes that I don't know. And some of them are gonna take it way too seriously, and some of them aren't gonna take it seriously enough. And I'm gonna be in the middle where I'm like, yeah, I'd like to probably keep track of the points, but I don't fucking care. Like I'm not gonna factor in weight here. I'd like to carry the dragon. Just let me do it. Fuck off.
Roll for carry the dragon.
Roll for carry the dragon. Exactly. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and do math, man. I just want to be what was it? Bizdar the business wizard.
Bizdar the business wizard.
I just want to go off and do some stupid shit. I have two great characters that I've been dying to play. One of them is fucking nobody better steal this shit either.
Bizdar is my Diablo 3 warlock.
Yes.
Oh, and then I got Weebles.
Weebles the witch doctor.
Witch doctor.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love the witch doctor. Was my favorite fucking.
The D&D characters I want to do. One of them is a luchador. I made him a half orc so that he's super prideful and like super berserker strong and everything. And he's a lucha wrestler. That's what he does. Yeah, I got him nothing but pants and a mask. And every roll is roll to pin. Every roll is gonna fucking just like I'm gonna go grapple with the fucking mountain giant and fucking toss him. That's awesome. And then the other one
is awesome.
The other one is a warlock that I made as just a caricature of myself. I took all of my insane scientist characteristics and just took them to an
Then
extreme
applied
to
it
where
to,
this
like,
person
alchemy.
is this person is so fucking morally ambiguous in his dedication to learning knowledge that he's gone off the fucking deep end, and he's a good dude who's now completely fucking chaotic neutral and is absolutely fucking working for the literal devil so that he can learn how the universe works better. And that's
So now you.
I want to
Now
play.
you know the truth about Forrest.
That's what I did. I took myself just to a crazy place.
How he views himself.
Yes. All my insecurities are this character. And so, like, I want to play this shit so bad. And, like, what am I going to do? And so here's what I was thinking, right? It's like, what if I could get a bunch of cool people, like, on the internet? Well, I shouldn't say this online, but so we don't have a huge audience here. So if you're listening to this, don't tell.
Stay small, I guess.
Stay small. But, like, what if I could get some of my friends who are also creators who like D&D, and we could do a thing and, like, raise money for charity? Like, what if we could stream our D&D session
for 24 hours
or something, and raise money for, like, the fucking the
I've been trying to do a 24-hour stream, or plan a 24-hour stream. I just don't know what to do for 24 hours. You're gonna be there. I don't know what. Yeah.
Okay.
Yup.
Sure.
I don't know what we'll donate to yet.
Again, I wanted to do and
that's the
thing. The Human Rights Campaign, isn't it?
That would be cool.
Equality for All is now called that.
We should talk about things
before we put it on the internet.
yeah,
probably shit.
But
none of this is gonna happen.
This is true.
Don't get your hopes up for any of this.
Faker.
These are just I've got 8,000 projects I'm working on right now.
Well, and that's what sucks.
Half
Is
of them
like that's the
happen.
thing. That's what's driving me insane. Is like I need to just make a bunch of money, and I don't want to work anymore. I just want to do this shit. I just want to work on shit and make money and make big donation things.
Yup.
I just want to make enough to live and stop.
Yep.
Stop this shit, this madness.
That's what everybody wants. We're living in a horrible time.
Everybody wants to get rich because that's like the only way to be okay.
Yeah. Smash that like button if you hate your life in this fucking nightmare hellscape of capitalism.
Woo!
But no, you're right. It's fucking rough. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we could fucking do something that made people happy.
I will do it.
And, like, I don't know, man.
My schedule just sucks.
That's the Danville misery of it. Is I'm with you. This semester starting up tomorrow for me is my next semester, and I've got 2 classes that I'm taking, 1 class that I'm teaching, and then I've got my research hours, which are like that's the biggest thing that you're supposed to be doing, 18 hours a week. Plus I'm writing the new series about how evolution works. Plus I'm trying to do more reacteria. Like, I've just got 8,000 things going on, man. And, like, when am I going to do anything else? I don't have time to do what I'm doing now. I haven't released the shit that I want to release already. How am I going to take on another project?
How do you even do what you do now?
I don't often, is the problem. Is that I fuck around and I do everything else, and then every single thing that I do without fail, people are like, why aren't you doing this more? And I'm like, because I'm doing that. No, don't worry.
Well, I feel like, that's going to be a problem. I think that's a problem a lot of creators face online.
And you know what fucking sucks the most? Is that this master's degree takes up the majority of my time and stress. And 2 nights ago, what was I doing until fucking 3 in the morning? I was laying in bed looking up another master's program that I want to do. Because it's shit that I want to study.
Stop being insane.
Right? Well, I'm sitting here, I'm in the middle of this one, and I'm like, the second I finish this insanely stressful thing that's holding my career back, I could get this other degree, which would only take me maybe 1.5 years, 2 years tops. Like, fuck off.
I'm just going to go to school forever.
That's the dream. I would love to go to school forever. But I have to do also my job,
No.
Because the same university has another master's in biological sciences that's focused around some shit that I'm interested in. And I'm like, hey. And they even say on there, like, this is not, you don't have to do a certain number of hours. It's about research. So just, if you work with your advisor and you learn what you say is supposed to learn, you get the master. And I'm like, I could do that in under 2 years. I could easily do that. I could just take, like, the fucking 12 classes and be done. I can't do that. Like, I can't do that. That's insane. That's an insane person's thing to do.
12 classes in a what?
In 1.5 years, I could do that. 4 classes at a time.
Yeah, you could, but it's a lot.
Especially in grad school, it's a lot.
Because that's like
Two classes in grad school is very difficult. Like it's a lot. Because that's how I did my my last 3 degrees.
Well, you couldn't do anything else.
Was I did 4 classes per semester for my associates and my bachelor's degrees. I did
like you
4
would
classes at a
only
time.
be able to do school.
Yeah. And if that was what it was, cool. But it's not.
Maybe every now and then you could take a shower.
Yeah. It's just,
Sounds
man,
rough.
I know there's shit that I don't know, and that tears me apart.
You're never gonna know everything.
I hate that. Don't tell me that.
You're never gonna know everything.
I have to.
You're gonna be a big dumb forever.
No.
You're gonna be big stupid. You can't do anything about it. It's the smartest people in the world are fucking idiots. So, like, that's the scary thing about it.
Yep.
Nobody's at the wheel.
Well, that's why people talk about, like, PhDs as if you have a PhD and now you know fucking everything. You know an awful lot about exactly one thing if you have a PhD. And, like, you know a lot more than most people about this general topic, but, like, people tend to think that a college education is, like if the way I saw it depicted visually was like if you had this circle and the edge of the circle was the edge of human knowledge in every topic, a PhD is one spike up to the edge.
Yeah.
It's not like you grow out the circle. It's just right there. You know everything we know about this one you don't know the rest of this fucking circle. And so, like, my goal in science has been to grow the circle more. You know what I mean? To, like, try to learn as much as I can about everything in general and make, like, a pyramid rather than a spike. But that means that I don't get the peak at the spike.
Yeah, you can't.
My pyramid is lower but wider, and is that better, really? Like,
Well, it depends on how you feel about it. Do you want a wide pyramid or do you want a long spike?
That's exactly, yeah.
And that's where, I guess that's really fucking could be extrapolated and applied to every part of your fucking life.
Yeah.
Do you, like, with fitness, do you want a wide pyramid? Or do you want a big old spike?
Right. Do you want to be
it in such
fucking
a way?
yoked to the gills just in your fucking beefy arms?
Or do you want to be, like, healthy?
Or do you want to be like a cross trainer type of thing? Yeah.
Do you want like, I don't know, do you want like a small practice? Do you want to be a doctor that knows several things? Or do you want to be a fucking brain surgeon that just knows everything about the brain?
Yeah, precisely.
And
so
the neck,
and
presumably.
Specifically brain neck.
I'm a brain neck doctor. This problem goes below the neck. I can't do anything.
I don't know anything about this. I deliberately skip classes about hearts and lungs.
He, like, brings them over. He's like, you see this right here? See that? Yeah, I see that, sir. You see that right there? That's where the neck ends. Okay, and this person's injury is right there. Right below. I don't know what this is. What do you...
What the fuck do you want me to do? That looks an awful lot like a shoulder to me, Tom.
What do you call the thing below the... Yeah, I'm a neck doctor. Above that's the brain. I know that. I'm also a brain doctor. Okay, I've carried the bit too far and it's not even funny. But anyway.
Fucking put the clipboard in my... Oh, what is this? Your hand? It's below the neck, dude. I don't know.
Sorry, we'll call a hand doctor. Ain't no
You're
brain
making
in
up
it.
this word.
No brain in it, I'll tell you that. Yeah. So the knowledge spike is intense. That sounds scary. You know what's funny? Is there's people who have, like, that knowledge spike about something, and I'm gonna go ahead, I wasn't gonna, but, like, they have that knowledge spike about something completely made up.
Yeah.
I was gonna just apply this to people like, like myself, who have, like, all, and I'm not even, I don't really have it, I have more, like, wide pyramids and all the, like, video games and music and shit I listen to, but, like, in my little culture bubble, like, you could say there's a small knowledge spike for, like, shit I'm really into.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon or fucking Halo or something. Yeah. Like Mario, dumb shit like that in Zelda. There's little spikes, but they don't really get that big. But there's some people, and then there's, like, like religion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people know, like, everything about the religion, like, the way they're supposed to know about it. Mm-hmm. Some people know everything about a religion from a historical standpoint, which is, like, really interesting because then they can tell you a lot about how that religion actually came to be in the first place.
Yeah.
But then, like, that knowledge doesn't always transfer to anything else. So that's
in a useful way.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So like that's why information is so important. That's why it's so important for people to study different fucking things, so that we have, because that's not only them knowing a different thing, but now they have a different perspective.
That's
a
what
different background.
I've started to see like
Solve
theological
problems
studies
better.
as like an anthropological thing, to where like, okay, I can understand this culture better, and that has some value to it. I'm following this really, really cool guy on TikTok called Dan McClellan, I believe, PhD in Bible studies and whatnot. He's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating dude, talking about the history of like the concept of deity as a whole, and what they mean by this part of the Bible, and what they mean by this part of the Torah, and what they mean by what the Latter-day Saints are saying versus what the Jehovah's Witnesses are saying. Really fucking cool stuff, because he's never in here like, and that's why I love God. He's like, no, this is the history of it, and that's why I studied it. It's like, and it's so fucking cool. And like, that has some utility in today's world, because we can actually apply that to what people think. But at the same time, it is purely just it's a scholarly thing.
Yeah, no, like
because the people next door to me don't fucking believe in this detailed version of God that he understands.
No.
They believe in an invisible man in the sky that controls the parking and like what the traffic light does today.
Who's gonna win the football game?
Exactly, that's who they believe.
And
in.
that's fucking insane.
This guy's PhD is meaningless to this person. You know what I mean? So, like, that's tough.
Well, because all the history that he knows, those are lies.
Yeah, right. That's the devil.
And it's fucking annoying, too, because in my experience, throughout my years learning and otherwise, like, in college and shit, like, it's always been, like, the study of religions, like, historically, is endlessly more fascinating than the study of the religion itself.
Yeah.
Almost as if history itself is endlessly more fascinating than faith.
Exactly.
Like,
That's why I love mythology, but I would never fucking go practice any of these things. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy Christian mythology. It's interesting. It's fun to think about angels and demons and shit like that. I'm never gonna fucking go do this.
Like as far, like, if I want to write like a cool ass fiction story, I'm gonna pull from mythology.
Yeah.
A lot, because it's all really kick-ass imagery and shit.
Yeah,
but if I want to live my life,
especially like I really like the mythologies like Greek, Norse, Egyptian, where it like it was also teaching like cool lessons about not like morality, but about like the human condition. Like most of Greek mythology is talking about human appetites and like what it means to be a son of a bitch if you had magic powers. You know what I mean? The whole point of... Oh, God. You know Wagner's Ring?
No.
I'm going to reset the camera. I'm going to tell you about Wagner's Ring. Hold on a second. Yeah, wait. Is that off? Did I do it? Yep, that's off. And now it is on. Okay, we got it. So,
that's called an intermission.
I hope you got up and stretch your legs during that one. The Wagner's Ring is this opera where I'm going to summarize it.
I think I know.
I'm going to leave a lot of it out. There's the River Rhine, and at the bottom of the Rhine, there's a lump of gold. There's this dwarf.
I do know about this.
Yeah. Albric to the dwarf, and whoever takes the gold and makes a ring out of it and wears the ring and renounces love becomes master of the universe. And so he does that shit, and then like the ring gets passed around and brings curses to everybody, and that's the whole thing. And that was the inspiration behind things like the Lord of the Rings and shit like that. But
also World War I.
Also World War I.
He wrote parts of that book sitting in a fucking foxhole.
Yeah, dog. But there's that whole situation, and if I'm 99.9% sure, that also comes from it. Yes, no, it is. It is absolutely. This comes from a Norse story about somebody, Sigmund, I believe, or Siegfried, the mighty warrior. Somebody will tell me in the comments. I'm doing this off the top of my dome here, but there's this story about exactly this same shit.
Yeah.
Is about fucking a magic ring, and
that's how stories work.
And it I believe it made you invisible. There was that one, and then it was like, this person does all these horrible things because they're invisible and they know they can get away with it, and it shows you that like even a good person who is able to get away with something fucking will be a horrible person. And, like, there was that whole exploration, and then there was the exploration into what it means to, like, if you renounce love and what that's all about, and there was the whole exploration into power, and, like, power vacuums and power grabs and shit like that. And all of it comes from mythology turning into art, turning into literature, turning into movies, turning into all these stories that fucking permeate everything. It's so fucking cool. Yeah. And so, like, that's rad. That's an anthropological study. That's something that we can look into these mythologies and, like, learn a little bit more about what it is to be us, and also see these same lessons that we look at today going back millennia. 4,000 years ago, they had the same fucking humans and the same human problems. That's fucking cool. You know? Just, I'm never gonna go out there and be like, and that means that clearly I must fucking go make a sacrifice at the temple of fucking Tyr or Zeus or some shit, or you know, whoever. I'm not into it.
It's crazy.
It doesn't have to be real to tell us a story.
Some people, like, their brain doesn't work that way, though. And this isn't even like a jab. This is just like some people, when they read something, they just literally interpret it literally.
Yeah, they just have to take it for what it is.
That's how their fucking mind reads information, and that's, like, interesting to think about. Like, and that's why we should get rid of all the religious books.
I mean,
no, or at least put, like, a big thing, like, that says not literal.
Don't believe this.
Not literal.
Just put the exact same sticker that fucking Arkansas put in all their biology textbooks about how evolution is just a theory. Do that on all the Bible. Hey, dangerous, warning, caustic materials inside. This is just a theory. This is just a belief. This is just a story.
Caustic materials.
You need to think about this seriously before you go any further. You know what I mean?
Does it say that?
The stickers in the biology textbooks?
Does it say you need to think about this?
Yeah, the stickers in the biology textbooks say, like, that this book contains information on evolution, which is just a theory and hasn't been proven, and you need to think about it carefully before accepting it and shit like that. It's fucking stupid. It's written clearly by people who don't understand biology. And so, like...
Before accepting it.
Yeah.
Before you accept evolution into your heart, Forrest.
As your Lord and Savior.
Your Lord and Savior. Because that's literally how they view it.
Please let me overcome these times by evolving to be slightly stronger.
It's because they watched Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now they know. They think that when you evolve whenever you're in, like, it's like, oh,
stressful
shit,
situation.
I have to evolve now.
Yes.
And you go...
You got enough XP points, and then you just flicker and flash, and then you have a fucking horn. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can do
He's
earthquake.
become the horned man.
And you can fucking use fissure and split the earth before you.
I can use fissure.
Right
now.
on. Right on. It's fucking cool. Who's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Bulbasaur.
Yeah, it's a good one. That is a good one.
He's the one. He's
number one. Is it number one? Yeah.
He's number one.
That is sick.
Nobody can take that spot from him.
Bulbasaur was supposed to be, like, the big mascot. It was supposed to be Bulbasaur and Blastoise were the big ones.
Is that true?
Yeah, but then we changed it to put Charizard up there instead.
Because he was a dragon.
Because he was a dragon, he was more recognizable. And obviously, like, in America especially,
Pikachu.
The dragon became way more popular than the fucking weird, dinosaur with a plant on it. And so now Blastoise and Charizard were like the big...
It's because we watched the show, though.
We
had that fucking episode where the little Charmander was getting rained on.
Oh, it broke your heart.
Everybody was traumatized when they were like 7.
Yeah.
And they were like, Charmanders.
Yeah, take care of them, man. You can't just watch that. And not
I had a Charmander figurine when I was a kid, and the little flame on his tail would fall off all the time.
That's lame.
Yeah, and I was
because that means he died.
Yeah, I was always like, he's dead.
I don't know if I've said this before on the show. I'm 99% sure I've said this to you, but I don't know if we've said it on the show. But if you go back and watch the first episode of Indigo League, it's on Netflix. The whole Indigo League is. And just tweak your lens a little bit. It is 100% a villain origin story. It's so dramatic, and it's about a fucking arch villain, like, coming of age. Because, like, there's the whole part, especially it's at the end there, where, like, it's pouring rain, and all the Spearow are fucking coming down to, like, kill Ash, and he's like, Pikachu won't get back in the Pokeball, and so he's like there in the fucking rain and the lightning is like, I'll fucking catch all of you! I swear! I'll capture you all! And they're all gonna fucking kill him, and then Pikachu's inspired, and he's like, just fucking electrocutes the bullshit out of all of them and destroys them all, and like, that is absolutely a villain who's like, I swear to God, he's been beaten down by life, everything's gone wrong for him the whole episode, and he gets up and is like, I'll kill you all! And
to be fair,
finally
he
believes in
broke
him.
the law at that point already, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think he stole, he stole Misty Spike.
It's all sorts of shit's been horrible.
I hate to spoil the very first episode of Pokemon for you.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The thing from the fucking 90s.
Indigo League.
But, like, yeah, no, if you watch that show, it is absolutely about a monster who's fucking, like, learning to seize power by just enslaving animals.
The Pokemon world in general, we're way off topic now, but the Pokemon world in general is terrifying. Because if you think about it, like, you're just walking to school and then, like, a fucking monster shows up.
A 20-foot tall fucking rock snake is coming out of a fucking mountain and you gotta run from that shit. Yeah. And the best thing you can do is go fucking get a bunch of super technological balls so you can fucking, like, capture these animals and become fucking Mighty Morphin Michael Vick and turn them into fucking monsters you can, you know what I mean? Like,
my favorite thing is when they show, like, Pokeballs from the ancient times, because it's like, it's always cool to think about, like, old Pokemon technology, but at the end of the day, it's still like, how the fuck did these, like, forest people
figure this shit out?
They're, like, living in the woods, chilling, having a good time, things are fine, but they somehow also figured out how to fucking store creatures in balls.
And by turning them into light, like, fucking like, holographic, you can send them over a computer.
Like, don't get me wrong, I understand it's for children.
Right.
It's not, they're not meant to think about these things.
But you have to be able to suspend disbelief, and it's hard to do that when it's
well,
that
usually
insane.
When you're 7, you're suspended, you're just like, what the fuck, cool,
Yeah.
wow, cool. He used a fire blast on his Charizard. Charmander.
By the way, throwing this out there,
Pokemon.
best Pokemon is Diglett. And if you disagree, you're wrong, because Diglett's the best.
Diglett's not the best.
Diglett is absolutely fucking awesome, dude.
Diglett
Dugtrio's
sucks.
lame because it's just 3 Digletts, but like Diglett's fucking cool. You know?
If anything, Dugtrio's better because it's 3
I don't
Diglets.
like a lot of evolved forms. Diglett is one of my favorites. Doduo is one of my favorites. Dotrio's dumb. Doduo's fucking awesome. Diglett's awesome. Like, Rhyhorn is really cool. Rhydon looks like a pile of shit. You know? They just look worse when they level up.
Rhydon can use Surf.
Rhydon cannot use Surf.
Yeah, he can.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, there was a whole episode about it. Because in the game, he inexplicably can learn the move Surf.
Huh.
Yeah. So they made an episode about it. Cause
You're talking about Red, right? Like the old school, like the originals.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've never played any of them.
He could use it in the game. I don't remember if that was an accident or not, but it became like canon.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's
wouldn't
why
have even
there's
thought...
the episode on the original series. There's an episode where there's like a Rhydon swimming, and everybody's like, "Is that Rhydon swimming? Huh?" And Brock is like, "This is unacceptable," or some shit. You know how he is.
I don't even remember that episode. I gotta go back and rewatch this shit.
He's like, "This doesn't make any sense." Blah, blah, blah. I like the women. I'm a womanizer.
Right.
My
That's
name
his
is Brock.
Whole character trait.
Ketchum.
He makes Pokemon food and he tries to bone everybody.
He's a breeder. He's a Pokemon breeder.
He's
we
a
gotta put that.
He's
we gotta.
A breeder. Though.
He's a breeder.
Ugh.
Pokemon.
He's gonna come up there and poke your mom.
So anyway.
Man, that's what we need to do. If we ever have time off, fuck all the shit that we talked about earlier with the charity streams and all. Fuck that.
Yeah,
someday
no charity for
we need to
anybody.
get some time off and we need to get back into pot and we need to fucking just watch Pokemon again.
Well. Okay.
Yeah. You tell me I'm wrong?
No.
We're gonna get a bunch of fucking cool ass like snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah, we need snacks, and we need to
Gonna
fucking
need
get up in our
snacks.
jams on a Saturday morning and fucking watch the entire fucking series of Indigo League. That's what we'll stream.
That's something you can count on happening. No, we can't, because if we stream Pokemon shows, even if we put our faces in front of them and talk the whole time, like Nintendo's gonna come down.
There's a workaround somewhere. People can stream Netflix on a streaming platform and raise money for charity. Somebody can do that. Surely they can. There's a way.
I
There's a
don't
way.
think you're supposed
I'll
to.
write to all of my lawyers and we'll find it out. We'll figure out there's a way that we can do this. Saturday morning cartoons, high as kites, snacks, pajamas, Pokemon, with the doTERRA stones that watch it. We have to talk about this before we put it on the internet. This is what we
you're
realized
the one
earlier.
talking about it.
I know, but like I keep coming up with the same problem. Like if this is my issue, is that I get an idea and I run with it and I can't shut up.
I know. I've been watching you do this for
a decade and a half.
decade
Yeah,
and a half.
almost 2 days. We've known each other for like 20 years, man. It's crazy. Almost.
I don't know, man. Every time we talk about it on the show, that number goes up.
Well,
And
naturally,
we've only been
because
doing the show.
we know each other for a longer time.
We haven't been doing the show that long. We're up to 20 years.
20 years of this show.
I think I met you when I was. But we've been 15 years.
We met in 9th grade.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit. Yeah, so it's a hopeless situation.
I graduated 12 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that?
High school.
I didn't.
You did. You woulda.
I would have, but I'm a high school dropout. I left the party early because I thought it was the right decision. And it wasn't. Now, at the age of 30, I'm like, yeah, that's why they don't let, like, kids make that decision.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
'Cause
bad
kids are
decision.
dumb.
Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Math and science is fun and cool.
And I had pretty good foresight, and I still did it. So, like, don't, like, yeah, like, I was still, like, I'm smart enough to know not to, and I still did it.
Just stick with it. That's why I'm fucking sticking with this fucking degree. Oh my god, I wish I could stop. I am so ready to stop. But I know for sure, like I just talked about a minute ago, the second I'm done with school, I'm going to want to do another degree and another degree and another degree. The only thing that's keeping me from doing it anymore is the fact that my career is more important than my personal ambitions. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm not going for a PhD anymore. I'm not going for any more degrees after this one, I don't think. I need to fucking do my job.
You can go back. What is your job gonna be?
Online science man. Yeah.
This is your job.
This is my job now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. I'd like to stop working like for anyone else.
Yeah.
That's my goal in the next year and a half.
That sounds
2
good.
years.
This is likewise. Is it once I'm done? Because right now I'm paid by the NSF. And, like, once I'm done with this, I'm not fucking writing any more grants. Fuck that shit. God, I
I
hate it.
literally just have to do better, and everything will work out.
In every respect. We just
Yeah,
have to do
in
better.
every single aspect of my life. I have to perform better at work, at home.
Exercise, eat right.
Exercise. I gotta eat right. I gotta start scheduling and producing content.
Think better thoughts.
Think better thoughts.
That's all. And once you do that, smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
It's just that easy.
I'm gonna fucking lose it. That's what I'm saying. It's so hard to not go crazy.
Because all you want to do is just bullshit, right? Like, that's the thing. We just want to be humans. We fucking evolved to live in the woods and eat berries and fuck. And, like, here we are now in offices and fucking, like, working 9 to 5s every day of the week. Some of us have 3 jobs. And it's like, what is that? Go tell a fucking bonobo. No, dude, you gotta fucking stand here and fucking, like, fold the leaves so that way you can get the tokens that allow you to also buy leaves that you can then fold for yourself. What?
Yes.
What is this?
That's what we deal with.
This is horseshit.
I don't like it. So yeah, I gotta come up with something.
What I can't, and I know I've beat this horse to death on this show, and I know it's fucking, but I just cannot ever get over the fact that we could just not do this. We could, as a species.
Yeah, we
could just not do it this way.
We can't, and I'll tell you why. So, let's preface this with, I am in no way an expert in anything. But I have been around a little while, and I've been watching people the whole time I've been here.
Sure. And
I think part of the problem is that way too many people have been convinced that this is literally the best way to do it, because it sucks a lot less than a lot of other ways we could do it.
Right.
Which is true. At face value,
yeah.
Capitalism has given us a lot of really cool, really good shit. Even the fucked up crony capitalism that we have now still affords us certain benefits that we like enjoy.
Sure.
Like having these giant corporations that we talked about on the show before, having these giant fucking corporations that can fund these huge ventures is technically like the penultimate form of venture capitalism.
Yeah.
But it's also like that is in and of itself a horrible mess that can only be created by stepping on the backs of a ton of people. Now, you can choose to not look at it as stepping on the backs. You can say, well, that person's, they're doing all the hard shit, they're taking all the risks, they're doing all the research, the diligence, all that shit, and that's all fair too, but those people still have backs, and the backs are still being stepped on. Whether you like it or not. Like, whether it fucks with your idea of what you think this system is or not, you have to understand that, like, if people are being harmed to this extent, I don't think it's fair to just say, like, oh, they're all lazy.
Yeah.
Like, or, like, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's
my mom wasn't lazy. She was just older and couldn't fucking work.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's the same. It's the exact same argument as people who say that people with mental illness need to just get over it. It's the exact same argument as people who say that drug addicts need to just quit. It's the exact same argument as if you walked up to a fucking cancer patient and said, just quit having cancer. Like, it's nonsense. It's people look at, everybody as this fucking, person made of iron that can just decide to do whatever they want to do just like that. And if they haven't done it yet because they're not trying hard enough, and that's just fucking not true. I had to get into a fucking argument with somebody not too long ago because they were talking about, why don't, homeless person get a job or something like that. And they couldn't understand that you can be too poor to work.
Yeah, the obstacles.
You can be too poor to have money. You can be too poor to get a job. And they're like, this person lives out of a shopping cart and they fucking haven't showered in a month and they have one pair of clothes. Are you going to employ this person? If they walk in looking like this, smelling like this, are you going to give them a job? Or do you expect them to show up in a suit and all this shit? Where are they going to write up their resume and print it? Public library, that costs money to print things. So what's that going to be about? If you say you do give them a job, what are they going to wear? How are they going to look when they come to work? Are the customers going to like them looking and smelling like this? Are you going to give them a shower at your house? Are you going to give them clothes to wear, fresh, clean clothes to wear to go to work? Where are they going to keep all their stuff? Are they going to leave it under the bridge and just hope that nobody steals it? Where are they going to cash their check? You need to have a house, a residence to open up a bank account.
To open a bank account, yeah.
Like, even if you had a P.O. box, even if the bank will let you do that, P.O. box costs $100 a year. Where are they going to get that money from? What's that going to be? And that's, here where I live, it's $100 a year. Maybe it's more expensive elsewhere. I don't know. Maybe fucking, where are they going to put their money? Are they going to
they have a smartphone, Forrest.
Right. So if you become homeless, are you going to throw your phone away?
I love this.
Or are you going to keep what you have?
This fucking argument about the smartphone.
Yes, exactly. Fucking, where are they going to, if you want them to buy a house, are they going to save up $50,000 cash?
I promise
under the bridge?
If I'm homeless, the last thing I'm letting go of is my phone.
I need to be able to call somebody to get a fucking job. Like, what? You want me to throw this away? Why? It's just fucking crazy. So, yeah, no, it's you can absolutely be fucking too poor to work, too poor to get a job, too poor to make money. And what's crazy, what people don't get, is that being poor is fucking expensive. It costs more money when you can't buy in bulk.
Yeah.
And when you have to buy, like, there's the old analogy of the miners buying boots, is that you can buy the cheap pair of boots that will last you a month, or you can buy the really nice pair of boots that'll last you a year. You can't afford the nice boots, so you keep losing money because you have to buy the cheap boots over and over and over when they wear out.
So you don't get to save enough money.
You can't save up for the nice boots because all your money went to the cheap boots. And, like, if you could buy the nice boots, you'd be able to save up and buy even more nice boots, but you can't. That's the whole thing, man, is that, like, if you just had some money, you could then have more money. And people don't get that. That's why universal basic income is such a fucking radically awesome idea.
It is, but you also have to couple that with teaching people financial fucking, like...
Oh, for sure, yeah. Financial literacy is huge.
Because the big problem with that is that, like, and it's been proven that if you give somebody who is impoverished a bunch of money, their brain's just going to kick in. Mm-hmm. And it's going to fucking make them spend it all. Yeah. And they might have a good pile of loot by the end of their spending sesh, man. But, like, that's not going to help them.
People who win the lottery usually end up
more
in
it's
debt.
not. It's not because they're, like, of course I can look at them and say, like, oh, well, that's fucking stupid.
Right.
But it's a brain thing. But it's literally it's a function of the impoverished mind.
Especially if you grew up poor, especially.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, shit, I got to get everything I can get while I can get it.
Exactly.
Because I'm not going to be able to get it later. And of course, like, you spending like that is making it so that you can't get it later also.
Right.
But
you don't see it that way.
Your brain's not going to, it's insane. And people are like, well, they just got to not be like that. And it's like, no, you have to hope that if you're ever in that situation, you're able to stop and analyze yourself long enough to not do that.
Yeah.
And not everybody can do that. Especially if you've been poor all your life, like you said.
Yeah. Then that's always with people who get, like, a massive amount of money all at once, though, like lottery
lump
shit.
sum, yeah.
There have been studies that show that if you give people a small stipend, a basic income, that actually helps them.
And it's
just
different
giving them like $1,000 a month is different than giving them like $1 million now. You know what I mean?
Because they're not getting the lump sum. They can't spend it all at once. It's like, okay, I have $1,000. I need to fit this into my budget.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay my bills. That's it. When you give somebody $1 million, they buy jet skis and shit. When you give them $1,000, they pay off their fucking electric bill. Yeah. Like that's the when I first started making.
I don't know how long it's going to take to get UBI in the States. I think it'll happen eventually because everything will go that way eventually. Yeah. But like a lot of people are not. Most people are not for it.
The first sponsorship deals I got. That's the first I paid. I've been behind on my bills for fucking years, and that were the first sponsorship deals I got. I no longer have to worry about my fucking lights getting shut off at this moment. Maybe in a month or two I will again, but right now we're good. And that's what I fucking focused on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that's what's important. Like, that I remember, like, that's the thing, man, is that I don't ever want to say that I'm grateful for, like, how I grew up, but I will say that, like, I will never forget what it's like to literally be counting change, saving up for a McChicken. I'm never going to forget what that feels like. And that means that when I do have money later on down the line, when I achieve many dreams, I'm going to still act that way as much as I can.
What's crazy is when you were there, when you were going through it, if at least it was the same as it was for me, whenever I was young and going through shit like that, like counting up change for like a McChicken or like a Hot Wheels or something. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
When you're doing it, you don't think about it.
No.
It's years later
that you realize how traumatizing
it's also when you hear other people talk about what they think poor is, or
oh my God.
or they talk about how people should get out of it and blah blah blah, and then and they think like, oh, poor people live these fucking luxurious lives, and it's like, I don't remember that.
No.
I remember like having holes in walls because it was just the way the house was, like not because anybody put them there, but that we moved into a house that was already like that.
Yeah.
We lived in a shack looking ass house once.
Yep.
For a few years, and it was like, it was a nice home to me for, you know, what it was, but like it sucked. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
It was a bad place to be.
Looking back, it was fucked up.
Like, and I never thought anything of it then, but now I do. And then people will say like, oh, well, they have all this stuff, and it's like, and I remember when the argument before smartphones came out, the argument was as bad as people saying like, oh, it's the TVs and the refrigerators.
Yes.
The refrigerator.
Yes. Yeah.
There's been arguments in my lifetime made about that was on
poor
fucking
people
Fox
like,
News,
wasn't it? That one guy's like, well, they have a fridge, don't they? Yeah.
Don't they have a refrigerator? Well, if they're not poor, if they have a refrigerator.
Yeah. You go fucking live with that one. Dude, do you remember that guy? He's some fucking political pundit on Fox News. He's like, I know that a bag of rice and a bag of beans only cost a little bit. You could live on that for a whole long while. Fucker, you go eat nothing but rice and beans for a long time.
You can. I have. I do.
Yeah, I've been there. It sucks dicks. You don't want to do that. And that's, you see people and they're like, well, I saw this poor person buying a steak with their food stamps. Maybe they fucking saved up for that, and that's the one nice thing they got for their birthday, dude. What if that's something for their kid that graduated and like they're celebrating? Maybe that's something for fucking like,
I don't understand the problem. No, hold on. I don't even understand the problem because no. I want to go all the way back to this whole thing with the steak, and I got to go soon. It sucks because we're on a roll.
Yeah.
Is steak not a food?
Exactly.
Is a piece of raw beef, is that not food?
Uh-huh.
Is it not food?
It is.
They're supposed to only eat ground beef? Is that what it is?
It's below the neck. I don't know.
Do you know? Oh, do you know what ground beef is?
It's meat that's
they take
ground up.
Steaks and they grind it up.
They grind the fuck up. Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Right?
I don't understand.
It's so dumb, dude. It's really, really dumb.
And I hate that. It's so dumb. And people think you get just loaded on food stamps. Like,
do you remember fucking when we had the
same people who think people are loaded with food stamps are the same people who bitch about the price of groceries going up all the time. And it's
gas.
like, and it's like, do you understand? Like, if you're saying groceries are expensive and then you're mad because you think somebody gets like a shit ton of food stamps, like most people, like, and this is just one example, but I know we got when I was growing up and we had food stamps. It was my mom and I, and we got like $200 a month. Which even at the time wasn't really enough to feed 2 people for a month, especially me because I was like 10 to 15.
You're a grown boy, man.
So like, and I was like, I ate a little too much. I wasn't like crazy obese, but I ate a little too much. I was bigger than I am now, and like, but still, it's just like that's not. I wasn't like fucking eating like crazy.
Yeah.
But we still went through the food to where like at least for sure by the last week of every month we were like running out of food.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that you know what it's like to be a teenager and to be worried about running out of food and you can't do anything about it because you're too young to work legally.
Well, and most of the time too, I lived in a place where there weren't really good opportunities for me to do a job.
Yeah.
Like I was like 14 years old, and the best job opportunity I had was a paper route.
Yeah. And
it was in a tiny little town, so I would have had to split it with my friend who was trying to get me the job, and I would have made like. It wasn't nothing. It was probably like $10 a week or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was from out here.
Yeah.
And I was like $10 a week.
Yeah.
Like to ride around that much. Like,
I do fucking
like,
like
that's not really. I was like, that's
family,
a lot. I was like, and it's only like 4 houses, but they're so fucking far apart.
My family knew a guy who was like a handyman. He was a carpenter, but he did like all sorts of weird odd jobs and shit. And I would fucking be sent out to go roll with him, and I'd go build a fence or something and get like $30. And it's like, that's something, I guess,
right,
that pays for the box of Band-Aids for all these blisters. Thank you. That's cool.
Work ethic.
Yeah. It teaches you something. Fuck, man.
I gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up. Hey, it's been a great episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite Pokemon is and why is it Diglett. And then also, we have a mascot that I keep forgetting to bring in here. Amber bought us a little stuffed armadillo. And so, like, I'm thinking about naming him Dylan the Dillo, or something like that.
Dylan the Dillo.
Yeah. So, next week, we'll introduce Dylan the Dillo. I'll try to remember.
You're not going to show. You're like, you're going to have to see him next week.
I can go grab him. You just have to entertain the audience for like 5 seconds while I run out.
All right.
Hold on.
All right. Hurry up, though. I do have to get on the road.
Yeah. Well, I'll go grab Dylan.
The camera's saying words.
Yeah, hold on.
Move nothing. What does it say?
I got him.
Move nothing. What does it say?
What?
What's the camera saying?
Is it saying something?
I said the camera's saying words, and you said, yep.
Oh, movie recording has been suspended. It ran out of fucking time again, so I gotta restart it. There we go. No. There we go. Yes, now it is recording again.
Welcome back.
Hi, I got Dylan. Check him out. He's great. He's a little turtle rabbit.
I like him.
So yeah, we got a mascot now. We'll put this guy.
I like him. He should go right there.
Is that good?
Now someone send him a hat.
Somebody send him a hat. My P.O. Box is P.O. Box 1810, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma 74013. You can find that linked on my website. at the contact box at the bottom. Yeah, send him a hat. Do it. And have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye! And I'm Ben.
Hi, Dylan.
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Dylan.
Looking great up there.
Podcast.
The podcast happened.